We're changing the way we show up, guys. We're changing the way we show up. All right, y'all. As you can see, I'm changing the way I'm showing up. I conduct myself and I set my goals. So if you want to know more, stay tuned. We're going to get through it all together. Welcome to Monday Musings with Kissa, where I share what the heck happened last week, what I have planned for this week, and a story time, not in that particular order. This is the video companion to my Substack newsletter that I share every Thursday. So if you're not already subscribed to this channel or to my Substack, make sure you do so. And content as of this recording is currently free. So first things first, Happy New Year, you guys. I can't believe we are already here, but hey, we're here, we're showing up. And I've been thinking about ways that I can improve how I show up for you guys. And so that's why we are doing video for the first time ever. So bear with me. I'm working on it. I just wanted to get started with that done is better than perfect mindset. And we'll just go from there. Let's go on this journey together. So last week was a pretty good start to the new year and a pretty good start to the week. I have been feeling this feeling of just wanting to ease in to the new year instead of going hard, setting goals, breaking it down by quarter, month, week, day, and just kill it. Usually that is my MO. That's how I want to attack the new year. But this year feels a little bit different. And if you are subscribed to my Substack newsletter, you'll know that I have been feeling a different way on how I want to approach my goals for 2026. Last week was my mom's birthday, so we celebrated her birthday as a family. We went out to dinner. She would have been 75 this year. And I can't tell you, in the moments where, I see the kids playing and my dad is with them and spending quality time with them and building bonds and relationships with my kids, those are the moments where I miss her the most. But I think January is just a particularly hard month when it comes to thinking and remembering about my mom, because it's her birthday. It's also the same month that she passed away. So it's a very a big roller coaster of emotions. But I'm so glad that we got to celebrate her on her birthday and spend time together as a family, because I got to tell my kids about my mom. I showed them pictures and it was a celebration. The kids wanted to bake her a birthday cake. It was really, really sweet. It's what my heart needed for sure. And then the rest of the week was a community building theme, I guess. I hosted a coffee event at my son's school on Friday, and then we just laid low aside from our normal markets that we started up last week as well. So Charlie does a Thursday market and a Saturday pop-up currently. And then on top of that, like I said, we just laid low. The kids started up their swim classes again, and we just kind of caught up, played here at home, spent time together. And considering how busy the holidays were for us, it was like back-to-back pop-ups, lots of parties, and as much as I enjoy that, it felt nice to just kind of relax and lay low for a little while. So what do I have planned for this week? Well, this week, I think my intention, my theme for the week is to be what I call in the pocket. I want to be in the pocket, not necessarily ahead of things and definitely not behind on things. And so there's a few things that I feel like will help me stay in the pocket this week to make sure that I am continuing to just ease in to the new year and not trying to attack it and burn out. So the first thing is I want to improve my environment. So there's 2 projects there that are business and personal related that I'm going to be focusing on this week. And that is my vanity area in my bedroom. It's where I have my skincare, it's where I have my makeup, but also it is kind of the entry point into our bedroom. So when I walk in, it's the first thing that I see, and it also acts as a drop zone for a lot of things. So we hosted a few parties here at our house, and it became that area where we would just drop things and put them away and hide them from guests. And I haven't sorted through, cleaned up, or picked up in that area. So this week I'm going to work on that, and it's going to be an ongoing project. So this week, my plan is to organize the cubbies that I have in there, throw away any expired old makeup and skincare, and then rearrange everything and just do it little by little. The second project I have that's going to start this week, but is going to also go through February and March too, it's going to be a quarter goal, is to file away 2025. And the reason I want to do that in a quarter is because there's a lot of paperwork when it comes to running a business, having a home, and all the expenses and all the things that come in. So I want to make sure that that is all organized and filed away. And then also there's going to be paperwork that I'm going to need for when it comes time to file taxes. And I want to make sure that is all put aside before I archive everything and put it all away for the next 7 years. So I'm going to work on that this week. It's going to be the kickoff project. And I think the main thing that I need to do is open all of the unopened mail that I haven't been opening for the last month. So that's going to be my first project, and then we'll see how far we can take it. But once again, I'm not trying to attack this project. I'm not trying to get it done in a week or a day. I'm going to let myself spread out the tasks through the quarter so that I don't get overwhelmed and I do everything little by little. So those are the two projects that I have for this week, on top of all the other normal responsibilities that I have during the week. Preparation for the farmers markets, picking up and dropping off the kids to school, volunteering when needed, all of those things, laundry, cleaning, all of those things are still ongoing on top of those two projects. And for today's story time, I just want to quickly touch on 2025. And if you have read my Substack newsletter, then you'll know that 2025 was such a great year in a lot of ways, and it was a devastating year in a lot of ways. And in my Substack newsletter that I wrote, I was talking about the fires here in Southern California and what kind of impact it had on me. Not just, worry about whether or not we were going to be safe, but also just a realization of what was really important to me, and that was community. My family, my friends, and the people physically around me were so important to me, and it put that into perspective. It shaped the way that I want to plan for this year. It made me realize that there are so many things outside of my control that I can't change. I can't immediately make a big dent into, and the only thing that I can do is change the way that I approach things, change my mindset on things, and do what I can control, focus on what I can control. And that's a really hard thing to grasp for me, at least. Normally my goals would be something around sales goals or being able to get a certain kind of client or whatever it might be. But I realize those are external goals. How can I set goals that will be measurable based on only what I can control? So that's a good example of why my quarter one goal for business is to file away my papers and everything and have my tax documents ready for 2025. Same thing with my vanity project. I can organize, I can put things away, I can purge and throw things away that no longer serve me or are no longer good for me. So that is my mentality and kind of my approach to 2026. And it all was because of the things that happened in 2025. Don't get me wrong. I know 2025 started off as a really rough year. Like I mentioned, I mean, we started the year with the SoCal fires here in California, and it was devastating. But when I started shifting my mindset and shifting my focus, things really started to change for me. And I'm sharing this because I hope this is effective for you as well if you implement it this year. I stopped making goals that were, I want to make X amount of money, or I want the sales to be X amount. We can do those goals, but they're harder to measure because there's other people that are a factor in those goals. So I started focusing instead on doing a Substack newsletter every week. That was not only for marketing purposes, but as a way to express myself, be able to get comfortable in my own skin, and really feel comfortable with the voice that I am putting out into the world. So I started focusing on just sending you guys a newsletter every single week. That changed so many things in so many positive ways. And then another thing that I focused on was my backyard project. I wanted to be able to use our backyard more, take advantage of the real estate that we had. And I learned so much from starting that project. I didn't start with what I wanted the end result of my backyard to look like. I started with parcel by parcel. The first project that we tackled was the extension of our patio. We wanted to add pavers and make an extension for our patio so that we have more real estate that we can use for when we host parties and things like that. That alone transformed the way that we use our backyard. It transformed the way that us as a family live in this house. And it was something that I can control. Now, is the backyard done? No, there's going to be other things that we need to get done so that it truly is transformed in the way that we're envisioning, but we're going piece by piece, project by project. But that is how I am approaching goals this year, is just working on the projects little by little, one foot in front of the other, making sure that there is even just 1% improvement or 1% tackling toward that project, and then moving on to something else. Well, I hope this video podcast was useful to you. If it is, or you might think it would be useful to someone else, please share it with a friend. I have more coming, and I'm so excited to be able to share it with you, but one thing at a time. And until next time, know that you are a blessing, and I am so glad you're here. Bye, friends.